Hey.
I was just like 3, 2, 1, and then you said that we were live, and I was just still counting to what I don't know.
I don't.
I had a blind moment. Sorry to all the blind people.
I was gonna
It's
say
no shade,
that's
no
that's
shade,
offensive.
no shade. But welcome, guys. Welcome. We're glad that you have chosen to join us today.
Como es dias?
Oh, okay.
I
Um,
said what I said.
oh, I heard you. I think everybody else heard you. We're your hosts. I'm Crystal. This is my husband,
Derek.
Derek Robinson. Welcome to another All Things Marriage. Like I said, we're glad that you joined us. So let's just go ahead and get it all out the way. How was your day today, babe?
Day
Tell the
was
people.
the day was daying.
The day was dead. The day was done.
No, it was daying.
The
I
day
said
was done.
again. I said what I said.
Okay, go
No,
ahead.
it was all good. Not a bad day. By any stretch of the imagination. Uh, made some progress on some projects. Found some problems on some projects. Um,
Well, I mean, that's good, even though it's problems. You found it.
didn't fix them.
Okay.
Didn't fix them.
All right.
Um, now
Well, you
it was
can't get everything done in one day.
no, it was overall kind of a slow day. Kind of like trudged along. Some days, you just kind of get into a groove of things, and it's just, the time just flies past. That wasn't today. It was the exact opposite of that.
Gotcha.
I did not get into a groove, and time did not fly by. So, you know, you can, take that for what it is. Yeah, I mean that's it in a
That's
nutshell for me.
right. Well, guys, today was y'all know on Wednesdays. Just they just be like, no, thank you. The window. I don't have anything. I do have stuff to do. I have to stop saying that. I do have stuff to do. So again, as always, working and making sure that the conference is how we want it, and
Mm-hmm.
making some last minute adjustments or edits or additions,
Mm-hmm.
different things like that. Worked on a couple gifts for the people for the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
conference. We will have giveaways, guys. So I don't know if we told you guys November 21st. I'm pretty sure we told them. November 21st, we're having a love conference.
Yeah. Yep.
Last day to register is November the 7th. So I've been working on, getting our prizes together. We have some great gifts that
Mm-hmm.
are coming your way, guys. So yeah, that's all I worked on the conference stuff today. Yeah. I mean, I worked on schoolwork too, but I worked on conference stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I mean, overall, a good day. I never really have a bad day. I thank God for that. You know?
Blessings, glory, and honor to the Most
Right. I
High.
try not to let life get me down, Because it's life
Oh
gonna be
yeah.
life. So, I mean,
Life just be lifing.
Right.
Um.
So, got any other announcements?
Um. Well, of course, wellness, King's Kids Wellness on Facebook. We finished our October challenge a couple of days ago, um, with varying levels of success
Mm-hmm.
and varying levels of completion. As I stated last week, myself being one of the ones
Yes.
who was not quite as successful at this particular challenge, but
But we did what we
we have
did,
but we
right?
have some friends and family members, and wellness group members
We did good, yeah.
who not only were able to make it through every day, but
Yeah.
saw some some significant results, had
Right.
some nice weight loss, some nice energy
Yeah.
increases, reach some goals and such.
Routine set,
Yeah,
goal set.
and that's what it's all about.
Right.
It's not about necessarily my success or your success. It's about us encouraging each other and finding ways to keep encouraging ourselves and each other
Right.
in our wellness journeys. And so
Right. So we can be better versions of ourselves.
right.
Yeah.
And so I like the idea of the challenge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a monthly challenge. It doesn't have to be like an entire month long challenge every
Right.
time. So we got to come up with something for
Yeah.
this month.
Yeah. Well, see, I've challenged myself and failed to do no bread this month. But that does not mean that I'm not going to attempt to cut
Right.
down on my bread or cut my bread out. And I said until I got
Right.
PCOS friendly bread option.
Right.
So, it's about learning and, again, like we said, becoming better versions of
Right.
ourselves. If we know that we have an issue or a habit that isn't very good for us,
Right.
you gotta
Let's do something a little bit different this month. We've done
physical.
a physical challenge. We've done a nutritional challenge.
Mhm.
Let's do something mental. Let's do some mental health
Well, you can
wellness. I'm thinking
you can hop over to King's Kids Wellness and share that tidbit.
I'm thinking a mindfulness challenge for November.
I know you are.
You don't know that. You don't know what I'm thinking.
I do.
You don't know what I'm thinking.
I do.
Anywho, King's Kids Wellness. If you guys aren't a part of that, definitely hop on over to King's Kids Wellness on Facebook. Give us a like, thumbs up, share, join the group. Contribute, be a part of the growing community that is King's Kids Wellness. And like my beautiful, lovely wife said already, Love Conference 2021 registration is closing pretty soon, guys. November the 7th. This coming Sunday is the last day. We have less than a week before registration closes for that. So if you haven't already gotten a chance to, go ahead and get your tickets. You can find those at allthingsmarriage.org. Couples, if you register as a couple, $65, $45 for individuals.
And if you're single and you got a friend that you can go in on, you can register as a couple to save you guys that total of $25.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see you, okay? So it doesn't matter how you register. Just register and be there.
Right. Again, that's November the 21st. It's a Sunday. Love Conference 2021. We'll catch you guys there.
So let's jump on into today's topic. Today's topic, I'm pretty sure, is a very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a
controversial.
It's a controversial topic. So we're talking, and we have titled it
sensitive topic. Maybe?
Yeah, sensitive topic. We have titled it "Surviving In-Laws."
Mm-hmm.
So, and I like that.
It's my meditation phase.
I like that title, but it doesn't necessarily portray a positive, attitude about.
And that's
in-laws.
okay.
And that's okay.
Everyone's in-laws aren't great.
Some in-laws are not great, but there are some. We thank you. We bless you that are. In the concept of thinking about,
I feel like we can say we have pretty awesome in-laws.
Yeah, we can say
both
that.
of us have pretty awesome.
Yeah, we can say that. So, and I'm glad that we can say that.
Yeah.
So now we can, talk from a place of you talking about your in-laws, and it's just like no.
Yeah, I'm not talking about my in-laws.
Right, but
I'm just glad.
From conversations that we've had, from ear hustling, from just living in this world where you have individuals who cannot say that they have good in-laws, or they cannot say they have a good relationship.
And I think that's it. It's not that
with their in-laws
are bad people.
Yeah,
they don't have the relationship.
Yeah. So we sometimes can get that a little bit construed as our in-laws is trash, or they don't mean me any good, and they don't help or support. But it's not that they're bad per se. You just don't have that good connection with them or relationship with them.
On a completely unrelated note.
Oh my God, we just started and he's already off topic.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. You're not gonna make me feel guilty. I'm thinking this week I'm gonna go get cut up.
Cut up?
Yeah. I'm a little bit scruffy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Looking a little bit scruffy.
I cannot
You need to get
anyway.
this together.
Yeah.
That's all. Don't agree.
Well,
Don't agree.
You interrupted our conversation.
Don't agree.
Did y'all hear this? He interrupted our conversation
You're
to
not
talk
supposed to
about
agree.
his grooming.
Because say, oh no, babe, you look amazing no matter how you look.
If my head is tore up, I would like for you to tell me. Like,
Well, I love you so much, I'm not gonna.
I have a piece of hair that was sticking out in the back, and I kept seeing it. He wouldn't tell me, y'all. He would not tell me.
She could look terrible. Just down in the dumps.
And sometimes I do.
I wouldn't say a word.
That's a problem. Anyway,
I would tell her how beautiful she is to me.
The people are coming in for the topic.
Oh yeah. In-laws.
Yes.
Surviving in-laws.
Surviving in-laws. Surviving your husband is the next one, guys.
No, big facts. So yeah, I would like to start this topic.
Okay.
And again,
as if we didn't start already.
By preference.
Excuse me.
By preference. You're messing up my English now, and I'm usually good at that.
Yeah, it's me that's actually terrible at this.
With the statement that, like we said, I think one of the biggest issues with in-laws is that sometimes we don't have a good relationship with the in-laws.
Right.
It's not that the in-laws are bad people or mean us harm or anything of that nature. We just don't have a good relationship with them. And like, for example, when you and I were dating, I was dating you. I wasn't dating your mother or your sister or your dad or aunts, uncles, etc. I was dating you. And so my concern was you. Yeah. And I don't want any of, our family to take this in a negative way, but I really didn't necessarily care if they liked me or not. You know what I'm saying? Because
it wasn't necessarily, oh my gosh, do they like me?
And that's why I say that wasn't my concern. Now, because I wanted to build a relationship with you, and I understand that your family is important to you. Right. I would be remiss if I had negative feelings, emotions, relationships with your family. Right. And so by extension, I wanted to make a great impression on them. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to develop a relationship, healthy, fun, loving relationships with them. And I feel like we've done that, right? Right. But going in, that wasn't necessarily my concern. Right. And I think where a lot of people kind of mess up at is, and not to say that, I have it all together, we got it all together, but I think what happens with a lot of people is they get stuck in that mindset of I'm dating you, not your family, or I'm married to you, not your family. And so they really kind of hone in on that I don't care what they think of me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And vice versa. The family kind of gets hung up on the whole, girlfriends come and go, boyfriends come and go, but we're the family. Right, families forever. We're the family. Yeah. We're gonna be here. So you have to, mold to us. And I think both mentalities are a little bit off there. Yeah. But that's my 2 cents for right now. I'll give a couple more cents in the long.
Yeah, I think it's very important that a family and in-laws and the relationship is developed there, like you were saying. And I think for some people it may have to be, you might have to do a little bit extra work to get it developed because of the family dynamic. Correct. Because we both come from kind of close-knit families to a certain extent. We love doing family activities together, different things like that. Our families want to do certain things. I think it kind of came a little bit easier.
Oh yeah.
To because we came from similar backgrounds, as well as the backgrounds were as they were. You know what I'm saying? Correct. So I think sometimes we get into if my mama don't like you, then we can't talk, we can't do X, Y, and Z. But it's just like, well, my mom may not know you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially like I know you. So I can only take a portion of her opinion.
Yeah.
And of course, as my mom or my dad, I take their advice for what it is, my parents' advice on my relationship. But I also have to realize that it's my decision, my life.
Yeah.
And if I don't have an issue or I'm not being harmed or whatever in my relationship, and I know what we discuss, I
Mhm.
know what we feel, and stuff like that, then I have to take that advice to a certain extent.
Right.
Because if, again, like we said in previous discussions, the goal is marriage.
Right.
And if we're dating in purpose, then I'm going to have to realize that one day
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be me and my husband or
Yeah.
me and my wife,
Right.
and you guys are at your house,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys aren't paying any of the bills here, and you're not raising my kids 24/7. Now, if you're raising my kids and you paying my bills, maybe you have a little
A little
bit,
bit of say so.
a
Right?
little bit of say so. But if if it's gonna be me and my spouse and we're gonna make this life together,
Mm-hmm.
then I have to take the in-laws advice
Mm-hmm.
to or my parents or my siblings or my family advice, eh,
Right.
secondhand. So if
Right.
you
Right. Right.
understand what I'm saying, guys.
Yeah. So I will. You kind of countered your point for me, which is something that I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not
No, we know Derek. We know
Well,
Derek.
I
Sorry.
was gonna. What I was gonna say was from from friends, family, etc. that we have, people we
Uh-huh.
know, all that other stuff, movies we've seen, books we've read, all of that. Um, I feel like a lot of times, relationships get strained in some instances because because we do hold our families in such high esteem,
Yeah.
especially when we come from a strong, close knit family background. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, um, and I'll say, and I'll use like the single mother instance as an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
The single mom who raised her kids, by herself, and ain't we were all we had type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and sometimes what happens is, you know, that family dynamic was so heavily ingrained, and we are all we have. It's so heavily ingrained, and mom became such a staple, such an important figure in your life. And I'll say especially to young men, but just in general, mom became such a huge thing that um, when someone else comes along and essentially threatens, for lack of a better term, that closeness,
Mm-hmm.
mom gets offended, dad
Right.
gets offended,
Right.
and becomes defensive, like as if you're trying to take something from them,
Mm-hmm.
or on the side of the child, and I don't like to use the word child, um, the son or daughter,
Yeah.
right? It's
I was about to say that's what we are.
Nope. On the side of
We're the
like the
children.
the son or a daughter, it's
Uh-huh.
it's just like, well, if you don't get along with my mama, if you don't know how to treat my mom, all of those types
Mm-hmm.
of things, right? Which again, I understand and I agree with to a point, but when it gets to the point where mom's word carries so much weight to where everything else, goes out of the
Yeah.
window, or dad's word, or aunt, uncle, brother,
Yeah.
sister, whoever that person may be,
Yeah.
grandma, grandpa, whoever that person may be, when it gets to the point where their word holds so much weight
Mm-hmm.
that is outweighing
Right.
that of your partner, or
Right.
even your own thoughts, and your
Yeah.
own perception of and ideas of life. um then it kind of becomes an issue, because what happens when it comes to raising the children? We're married,
Yeah.
and we're trying to raise the children, and mom said, and I'll use something really petty.
Mm-hmm.
Mom says you should use Huggies brand, and husband says or
I
wife
want
says,
Pampers.
I want Pampers brand.
Yeah.
And now you're belittling the spouse and basically saying they don't know how to raise their child because mom said go with Huggies and we've always used Huggies, and you saying my mama don't know what she's talking about.
Please don't bring anything other than Pampers. And if you have some type of natural pamper that won't, break my children out, don't bring no Huggies.
I'm just, but anyway, you get the idea, right? It's just like
again a petty example,
a really petty example, but
because if you bring Huggies and my child need Pampers, I'm gonna use them Huggies. But
right, but point being, we allow these outside. I call them outside influences because they're outside of the relationship at hand. We allow these outside influences to carry so much weight, and so much say so. And if mom says, girl, I'm trying to tell you that man ain't no good, then all of a sudden he ain't no good no matter what he does. Or if mom's or on the contrary,
we have to know the line and the balance. We're not saying that in-laws have bad advice or they want to give you bad advice, but as far as in your relationships, you could have a good partner, and a good solid relationship, but because somebody doesn't like the way they said or did something, and that negative seed could be planted in that person's head, and it's just like, well, then when we do get an argument, and it could be something just meant like small and very, like we'll be over this in 30 minutes, then I start hearing, he ain't no good, she ain't no good,
mama told me, she bossy, told me, my sister told me,
right? And then that now is planted in your partner's head,
right?
Oh, so y'all talking about me behind my back,
right?
Oh, you think such and such. This is when now we've destroyed something,
right,
that could be potentially great. Even if we stay with our partners, we have now destroyed that relationship that could have grown or made it even more difficult, for that relationship to be built between the in-law and the partner.
Right. A really good example. And I just had to look up the name of the movie because it escaped me. And I'm using this because it's a movie, but it's so reminiscent of what happens in real life sometimes, right? The Tyler Perry movie Anarchy with Taraji P. Henson.
Yes.
I'm not a huge Tyler Perry fan, but this was actually a really good movie. It was god awful frustrating,
and it stirred up so much debate.
Frustrating because these characters were so extreme,
right?
But like they were extreme versions. But what happened was, like spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't seen it and plans on seeing it, even though it's a super old movie. Sorry, but essentially you have guy and a girl who meet in college. The guy is a little bit is below the poverty line, and the girl, her family is above the poverty line. She brings him home to the family as a friend. Sister immediately, because he's not of the status, doesn't like him.
Right, and it's just right. Like, and she makes it known.
Makes it known abundantly in front of the guy's face that she thinks he's trash. Fast forward, they get married. He has a business decisions, and he's not contributing quite the way that they expected
or they need.
Things begin to turn around. He has an old friend from school that he had a fling with one time, introduced them to a business opportunity, and he says, "This is what I've been waiting for." Drops everything to go to this meeting, and it causes some issues. And here comes the sister who has been preaching the entire time. This man ain't no good. He's bad for you. He's this, he's that. He's dragging you down.
Yeah.
And when he has this meeting and things kind of start to mess up, but he had a successful meeting, the sister says, "See, I told you." And Taraji, the wife, is just like, "My sister been telling me all this time. I should have dropped you a long time ago." it just gets wild after that. But the point of it is, this is a movie, but you have an instance where this person didn't like the guy from the beginning, and the entirety of their relationship
based on her expectation,
right? Based on
not the person in the relationship,
right?
But the sister,
right?
Based on her expectation, her wants and desires for
right. And so she's telling this girl this for their entire 20-year relationship that he's trash and she should leave him.
Yeah.
And so that wears over time, and the sister ends up saying, "You're right." And mind you, she had her sister's best interest at heart.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem was she never gave that relationship a chance. Never gave that person a chance. And so that was constantly a nagging force into it. And sometimes that's what happens in real life, where I don't necessarily mean harm to the person.
Yeah.
But because you're trying to connect to my sister, my brother, my child, I want what's best for my family member. And I don't see you as being what's best. So I'm constantly creating tension in this relationship. And in-laws, we gotta stop that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we legitimately, we have to stop that, because if that's who the person wants to be with, now sometimes the person can be trifling. They can legitimately be a terrible human being.
Yeah. But if we're speaking off of facts,
right?
If you getting yelled at every night,
right now
for not being in a certain place,
if he or she is busting you upside your head, and your family is telling you, or your in-laws are saying that they ain't no good, blah 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 blah, then take the advice and dip out, leave.
Right.
But at the same time, not with the bust upside the head part, but at the same time, just because a person means well by you, just because a person has your best interest at heart, that doesn't mean that what they're saying and what they're doing is best for you.
Right.
And sometimes we have to, we as the boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and we'll speak mostly in the perspective of the husband and wife. Let's just say my family is telling me how terrible of a person Crystal is, and and they're constantly trying to bring to my attention all these flaws and things that she has. At some point, it becomes my responsibility as her husband to take that husbandly stand and draw that line and say, hey, you may feel whatever it is you feel about her, but this is my wife, and my responsibility is to her, regardless to how you feel. And if you can't get down with that, then love you, but deuces.
And also in that same regard, it's also up to you when it's spoken to you,
right?
Even if in reverse, like, oh, we're all together, everything is lovey-dovey, but then behind closed doors is, I seen the way she did, or I seen the way he did, da 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 da. You gotta watch that, or that ain't right, and you know what I'm saying. You have to say, hey, pause. We good.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Because even though you're not telling my partner in front of them or to them, you are, like we said earlier, you are embedding that thing in me. It's honestly just like going to school, your kids learning things from you when they're younger. Whatever you do and whatever you say, it's going to become a part of them if they sit under it long enough. Right. So if my mom or my dad is saying, Derek is this, Derek is that, and it's not positive or uplifting or based on facts, and in an attempt to help me to be prosperous and successful in my relationships, I have to shut that down. That's just like if a friend of mine, my best friend Shamir, who I know would never do this, you know what I'm saying, because we've been friends for so long, because her and Derek have such a good relationship, was to be coming to me and telling me Derek is girl, you gotta watch him. He don't look like he no good and da da da. I have to shut it down.
Yeah.
I have to say, excuse me.
That's your responsibility.
Right. Do you have facts on us? Because if you don't have facts, you really need to stop speaking on things that you don't have. And no, I don't mean no hearsay. Like somebody told me such and such. And so you gotta, you'll watch out for stuff like that. And it's just like, no.
And sometimes even if you do have facts.
Right.
Because
there is a way.
Because if the facts are not helpful.
Yeah.
If the facts are not meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
And again, then because let's just say let's just say I had a gamble.
I was about to say casino.
Problem. Yeah. Let's just say I had.
Do you? Because we both started that. So you're just like.
Let's just say I have a gambling problem, right? Otherwise, responsible human being, loving, caring,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But I gamble a lot.
Uh-huh.
And then someone comes to Kristen and be like, "Child, I know you call yourself in love, but you don't want to hook up with him because he like to gamble and he gonna waste all the money and this and then the third. Y'all gonna be struggling." Excuse me, dear sir or madam. Facts. Mm-hmm. That may be a factual thing. As a matter of fact, I went to the casino with him one time and he got going and it felt like he seemed like he had no limits and he literally spent every dime he had because just put it all on red.
Well, first and foremost, you counting my pockets at this point. You don't know what I got in the bank.
Excuse me, dear sir or madam. I appreciate the care and concern enough to bring this to my attention. However, shut up.
No, I wouldn't say shut up. I'm
saying it the way I'm going to say it.
Right. I would not say shut up. And even with that example, I definitely understand that. I am going to have to agree to disagree. That's the one. Mm-hmm. Because it depends on what you need. Because as a man, he might say, shut up. As a woman who needs to be provided for, baby, tell me a little bit more. Just tell me a little bit. It's like, no. Right. But as a woman that needs or desires to be provided for, whether I'm making money or not,
right.
Is that something that's an issue? Now, again, that does not mean I take that information and I'd be like, oh, chuck the deuces.
Right.
Because, again, I'm getting hearsay stuff.
Right.
I might address it with you,
right,
or I may watch,
and that's why I said shut up because what tends to happen is we tend to bring things to people's attention, and in the vein or in the mindset that I'm gonna tell you this, and you just gonna drop them like a fly because you need to listen because whatever,
mm-hmm.
And quiet as kept. We had people on both sides of the spectrum before we got married
mm-hmm.
trying to warn us about each other.
Yeah.
And
I think it's hilarious. Why would you bring that up? I think
why would I bring it up?
Yes, because I now thinking about it, I'm laughing about it.
I'm petty. No,
you can't be anointed and petty, Derek. Come on up out of there.
No. You can be anointed and petty. You can't be anointed and always act in your pettiness. It's different.
I go ahead and fold on that.
It is because I don't.
That don't mean because the thought there.
Don't make me take you to the Bible now.
But no,
But we legitimately had people that was just like, child, did you know this, bro? I'm trying to tell you, you better keep your eyes out. Yeah. Like legitimately trying to steer us away from each other.
Yeah.
Because we were both such terrible people, right? And some of which on both sides of the spectrum, was close friends, close family, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Fast
on the
forward,
opposite side.
Yeah, big fact.
Okay, we're not going. I for real think it's funny, so we're not going back there. We're not going back there.
Fast forward like 7 years, and the proof is in the pudding. We all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, but no thank you.
But no, thank you. Sounds
but-
great.
And not to get fully in there, but I think that's a great example
Yeah.
of you have to hear and not hear.
And not here.
Because some of the stuff that was, girl, child, boo, honey, boy, bro, some of the stuff is just like
telling me stuff I already know.
You telling me stuff or alluding to stuff I already know.
Yeah.
So you don't have to.
Thinking you dropping the dime.
Dropping the dime. And that's where the whole, you have to also figure out where that information, like the root of that information is coming from. Is it that they're trying to cause me and my relationship on? Or is it that they're trying to help? That determines whether I tell you to shut up.
Or do they just like being messy?
Right. That's when I tell you to shut up. Or I say, thank you for the information. I do appreciate that. I'm glad you brought it to my attention. And then I do with that information what I will. And that's the problem sometimes with in-laws. Is because they think I'm gonna give you this information and then you just cut them off.
Because I'm gonna tell you now, and I'll say it just like this because my wife is sitting right here, and I know her character, she knows my character, so we know we good, right? But if somebody were to come to me and tell me that Crystal was cheating on me, and they heard it on good authority. They seen with their own eyes
certified,
that she was with,
sealed,
right? That she was with Jimmy Jack over yonder,
Billy Bob.
I'd be like, "Oh no, I ain't worried about that. I was there. I was recording them the whole time." And they'd be like, "Oh, so you already see? You already no. You don't understand. I was standing on the other side of the room holding the video camera. We were making the movie." So it's all good, and I would.
I was about to say we was making a movie. All right, cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like we were. We in this thing together. And then I watch them look stupid in the face, like.
And again, we reference this at this title as surviving in-laws because there's so many different levels to in-laws and relationship with in-laws.
Yeah.
Some of them, are not the best relationship. You have to worry about what you say and what you do.
Yeah.
It'll get misscrewed and turned around. Some of them is this my son and he gonna always be my son. And it's just like, leave and cleave.
Yeah.
He is your son, but he is at my address. His body is not his own. So if you tell him something, and I tell him something opposite.
So, let me pull up
y'all should always know y'all gonna get a little Bible in there. But if you tell him something, I tell him something, and it's two different things, if it don't put nobody in harm's way, he probably should go with what I say. Because at the end of the day, he ain't sleeping beside you. She ain't sleeping beside you.
Anybody who knows me, all of my family knows where I stand. And I don't say that in like an angry or an arrogant or anything that way. But my family understands. Crystal comes first. I love you. I would do nearly anything for you. Crystal comes first.
And even in that nearly do anything, because I think we would do nearly anything for either one of our in-laws, siblings, or whatever.
Ain't
like
hell, nobody.
Right. Not going to hell. Not at all. Not going. Yeah. We're not going to the list. But I think it comes to a factor of like you'd be like, because both sides of our family, not specifying who, but we've had both sides of our family like, can you give me $20?
Yeah.
It hasn't been $20, but that's an example. Like, can I get $20?
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a problem. Let me talk to Derek.
Yeah.
Let me talk to Crystal.
Yeah.
Can you do such and such? That shouldn't be a problem. Let me talk to Derek. Let me talk to Crystal.
Right. Let me get back with you.
Let me get back to you know what I'm saying? Unless you know for a fact that, we're gonna be with y'all anyway. We're gonna do X, Y, and Z. Sure. Boom.
Right.
So it's a matter of, again, surviving your in-laws.
Right.
I would say it starts with your relationship with your partner.
Yeah. And learning learning for lack of a better term, especially learning the hierarchy. I'll say it that way.
Yeah, and we've discussed that.
Yeah, learning the hierarchy, understanding the priority levels, and the fact that your marriage comes 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Next to your marriage, and I will say that again for the people in the back, all the way in the balcony, your marriage comes 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Your household, meaning your family, your children
in this house,
comes 2nd.
Right. What came from you?
Right.
Because some people live. Right. Yeah. What came from you?
Yeah. Your marriage first. That which you bore into this earth. Comes 2nd.
Right.
And everybody else.
Yeah.
Comes after. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And it's no hard feelings, no love lost. We can still have successful relationships.
Notice I didn't put you in there.
Okay.
I just want to make that understand.
But
I didn't say I come first, my marriage comes second. Your marriage comes first.
Right.
Your children next. Mm-hmm. Everything else.
Right. I mean, we clearly know God comes before that. But that's night is here. I was about to say neither here nor there, but it's here. But yeah, we can be corny sometimes. I'm sorry, y'all. But corny. Okay. But yeah, that doesn't mean that you cannot have a successful relationship, a loving and a strong relationship with your family.
Mm-hmm. I think it's essential.
As always with anything, when you're adding, even when you're having a child mm-hmm. with your partner, it takes some adjusting. Mm-hmm. It takes some, okay, how do I make this new relationship work mm-hmm. in connection with my old relationship? Do I forfeit my relationship here? No. I figure out how to make that all inclusive. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And sometimes it can be some growing pains. Mm-hmm. It could be some challenges. It could be we got to have a conversation. We got to talk some things through. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, your partner and you should be on the same page, and you mm-hmm. should be the priority. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't work for the goose, it can't work for the gander.
Gander can hang it up.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you have anything else to add to this?
I just would like to say.
Oh gosh. He done already told the people to shut up, y'all. So y'all already know.
I just like to say, shout out to my sister Nadra for an abundance of dum-dums, first and foremost.
Thank you, Nadra. We'll be going to the dentist.
Oh yeah. Already got it set up.
I was about to say. Come on now.
No, but to the in-laws, love you guys to death. To all the in-laws out there in the world, in TV.
Where would we be without you?
Yeah, love you guys to life.
That's correct.
Keep up the good work. But stay in your lane. Get out of my business.
Jesus.
This ain't got nothing to do with you.
Jesus.
Love you. Appreciate you.
I am going to have to muzzle him.
Thank you for all of your support, your love, and your care. We couldn't do this without you. Mind your business. Stay in your lane.
Are you talking general? Because I feel attacked. And I'm not even an in-law. Well, yes, I am. What are we doing here? If I'm not an in-law.
Back to my previous statement. To my previous statement.
See,
we love you. We appreciate you.
Y'all get him
we
together.
We care about you.
Get him together.
We couldn't do this without you.
Right.
Mind your business and stay in your lane.
Bless you.
So that you can be happy. I can be happy. And we can be happy.
So I feel like, okay, we're going to go ahead and cut this.
You feel like what? Dude?
No, because you were personal with that.
No.
It was a general.
Correct. No, it's general.
Okay. All right. No hard feelings, guys.
I'm saying from from everyone who is an in-law to any in-law. Anyone out there who is married and has an in-law.
Got you.
I'm speaking from your heart.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So
you got to make that disclaimer because I was just like, bro, you about to get a phone call.
So for Erica, who loves her husband Michael, but Michael's mom Jessica is just a little bit too overbearing. Mama Jessica, I love you. I appreciate you. We couldn't do this without you. Me and Michael could not do this without you. But Mama Jessica, I need you to stay in your business. Stay in your lane.
Business. Stay in your business.
Stay in your business. Yeah. Stay in your lane and mind your business so that you can be happy. I can be happy and we can be happy.
God bless you. And good night.
And good night. We'll catch y'all next time on the Flippity Flip.
I cannot.
That's all I got.
Bye, y'all.
That's all I got. Love Conference 2021. BS.